Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here, and welcome back to another episode of the non-league save, where we are trying to make Paris 13 Atletico, or were a non-league club back only a few years ago, rise and become better than PSG. In today's episode, we will be playing Stadio Lavios in a game in the league, but we have got two big bits of news. Firstly, we've had an absolute crazy game that you're not going to believe that we just played against EA Guniap, who are fourth, and we've had a win, which is massive. But secondly, we've got some scary news. We've had the we could get sacked if we go down moment. We now have the could get sacked if the wrong person gets elected moment. We're under a transfer embargo. We've been talked about being taken over. We now have two different consortiums that are trying to take over us. We have a Christopher Gaffari who's come out and said that if he takes control, he will be sacking me, and he's going to take control of the club. He will be sending me out the door, which makes no sense considering I've got him back, promoted and look like keeping him up. Jeffries, on the other hand, Tarek Jeffries wants to buy the club and keep me in charge and trust me fully. I know who exactly I want to see take over. In terms of contingency plans, if Christopher takes the job, there's a few different things that we could do. By the time this YouTube episode comes out, I would have already made a decision with my Twitch chat. But firstly, natural end to the save. We were very unlucky, but we've invested so much time and effort into this save that I don't want that to be the case. Secondly, I don't see how in world football or in realism, anyone buying the football club would sack the manager that's taken them from 70 professional to professional and have kept them up this season in their first time ever being in League Two, which leads me down the path of I will be either seeing if that's a random thing, whoever gets the job, and reloading in to see if it makes a difference to change. Back in the day, certain things were like, as in like players back on FM 12-13 would pick one club on a free and then a different club on the next day. Back in the day when I was a young kid, I used to reload that, and apparently that this is one of those things that are random generated. So I might try that. If that's not the case, it's always the same guy taking the job. We may look at moving in a manager and doing that. Or I've got a few friends with the editor, and they might edit me into being the manager again at the football club. I'm not too sure. But I don't want it to come to that. I want that realism to stay. I think if I was to get the sack, it would be the end of the save very prematurely. And then I don't know what the main save will be for the rest of the year. So yeah, that's another thing to worry about. Anyhow, let's go back and go to the EA Guniap game. 2-0 up. Can see 2 goals in 2 minutes. 3-2 down. You think it's all over. DR off the bench in the 94th minute. Thank you very much. Highlight from kickoff. And legitimately, we swear at the game, why are we going to concede here? We win the ball back and we score. Feast your eyes on this brilliance, boys. Important to note, Batacita lost to Stadio Lavios 6-1, and Paris FC lost as well. Ball in, headed, goal, 1-0 up. Agustui makes it 2 from the set piece. And they had a couple of goals themselves, and then Diarra off the bench. Main reason that we haven't been starting him so he's off the bench is, first time our backup keeper has conceded and a mistake for his first goal. The second one here, Liviola gets a ball. It's cut across the box, deflected, and falls there. It's a deflected cross, and then the shot's deflected. The keeper's ready to try to dive to make a save, and it falls to him. Annoying. And then this one was annoying as well. So their second goal was absolutely annoying. Have a look at this. Up the field, great ball up play, 4 guys in the box. The cross is to no one in particular, 1 long ball, and we concede. I was very livid when that happened, but at least we had the points on the board. We brought Diarra on, stayed 4-2-3-1. We went 4-2-3-1 after going behind. Barker, Fatamundi, yet again, ball through, goal, proves the 4-2-3-1 does have capabilities. Definitely something we might play next year more. And then Castro, Barker in the 4-2-3-1 as the shadow striker, gets on it, cuts it, Fatamundi, 4-3. We win late doors. Very happy. That leaves us in a position where we've got, obviously, the board to worry about, but hopefully, fingers crossed, Jeffries takes over. Secondly, we've got Stadio Lavios, who just won a game 6-1. If we win this game, we go to 37 points. Depending on results, that will be enough to keep us up in the division. If Batacita lose and Paris FC lose, that'll be enough to get us actually mathematically a minimum of a playoff spot, because Batacita could win every game and overturn the goal difference, but that would mathematically keep us up. If we win this game against Stadio Lavios, the next part of this episode will be the end of the season to recap exactly where we finished and the results against Châteauroux, Ascenien and Dijon. If not, this episode is going to keep going until we are mathematically safe, or ending it with then Dijon being the game on the final day to see if we stay up or not. Welcome back, YouTube. Here we go. Stadio Lavios. We've not been sacked. There has not been any decision on their potential takeover, but we just need to do what we're doing, and that's it. In terms of the game, we do have a couple changes. Marvin is suspended. We've moved Diarra, who did score a brace off the bench, into the right wing role, and Sanu, who did make a mistake, even though he's had a pretty good time of it. Going to take him out, and we're going to trust Desprez, who I know he's not played well, but he's trained the best out of everyone this week. And we've dropped him for 2. Maybe we'll get a desired response out of him. Apart from that, the rest of the team looks good. Mawisa, has decided to start developing as well, which is fantastic. Here we go. Important to note, Basita are playing at the same time, and so is Paris FC. They are both playing against... Paris FC have Nims at home in a game they could win, and Basita have Châteauroux in a game of the bottom versus third bottom. So we are going to definitely keep an eye on that. We did beat Stadio Lavios last time we played, and we're going to see how we go. But an early set piece, they just won 6-1. They're probably going to be right up for a Stadio Lavios. Was tempted to start 4-2-3-1, but I'm going to keep it in the 4-3-3 that's been working well. Move 4-2-3-1 like we did in the last game against Guniat if we need to. And well, that's a finish. 1-0 down. Inside 2 minutes, and Cabal's curled one into the top bin. Wow, what a finish. Dembele, headed away. Belmont, have a look at the angle on this. You ain't going to touch that, are you? Jeez. 1-0 down. Highlight from kickoff. I need to change the latest scores, but there's highlights every 2 seconds. We're not going to be able to. Sanaf now. Agustui, Masawemu, Agustui, Sanif, Karamoriko, Masawemu, good touch, good turn. Fadamundi. No penetration here, which I know it's an early highlight, but yeah, Koulibaly ain't going to win that, and I reckon it's their highlight where they go long and win and score. Masawemu, good header, but it falls to him. You could tell that was going to be their highlight, didn't you? The fact that we had no penetration, they're always going to win the ball there, didn't you? All right, latest scores are going to come up here. Latest scores. There we go. Dijon already winning. The early kickoff's already been played and won 4-3 by in one of the games there. I can't remember now. It's too late in the night for me. It's approaching midnight. We're still live in the same stream, so give us a like. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for the dedication. Let me know in the comment section if you think we're going to stay up or we're going to bottle it. And Gurabi finds his effort blocked. And follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch for the Goodness Live. Paris are drawing. The other game's 0-0 as well. Throw in Masawemu. Agustuari. Masawemu was arguably fouled. Apparently not. Fadamundi now. Goes wide. Coly's in the box. Need a good ball in here. Coly, get a little bit lucky because Dorati got a tackle and then stopped. I don't care. It's 1-1. There is a world where we win and everyone else lose and it's mathematically done and dusted and I can go to bed and relax and just do this all tomorrow. That is what will happen here, by the way, YouTube. If we do win this game, I will be getting off stream knowing it's mathematically basically done unless Batasuda overturned 30 goals or 15 goal difference. And then, yeah, Lorient are winning 1-0. But that doesn't matter to us now. Paris are losing. Nims are winning, which means that I think this point would mathematically mean that we cannot go down automatically, which is great. If it stays as it is, I believe this point will mean we can't go down automatically. Saying that, though, they're in and they've scored. 2-1. Stadio Lavios. I feel like FM doesn't want me to get off tonight. Just the ball over the top and there you go. I think we're just going to have to not play Desprez for the rest. We're going to just sign a keeper next year. Every time he plays, we concede bulk. Don't always think it's his fault, but I think it's his fault. But yeah, and if we concede now, then it's trouble time. Yeah. This is a must-win game. Because if we don't win, then that's not a penalty. This game. We lose this game, which we're about to. 3-1 down, it's going to be all she wrote. And then we lose the Châteauroux. We've then got a Setien and Dijon, and we must get a point at least out of that. We're 3-1 down here right on half-time. We just beat Goody up, who are third. And now we're going to get beat by Stadia Lavios, who came up with us last year. I'm going to look forward to watching these guys go back down next year. Right, at half-time, I was going to try and give you the updated scores, but no. Far from terrible. We are going to make a change. We are going to move into the 4-2-3-1. Sanif will go in there, and his name is Yannick. His name is Yannick, I wish. His name is Barker. There we go. There's your changes. Dressing room. Start the second half. Change at half-time. All right, let's go through these results here. Châteauroux, who are bottom, are beating Batacita, which is massive because Châteauroux, there is no way they're going to come back and get enough points to catch us. Nibs are winning 2-0. So even with us losing, nothing's going to change, and that's actually really good for us. With that being said, I'm now going to actually just focus on them, and the results will take care of themselves, hopefully, now. And think about making changes. Gulabali went for goal. Why has he not just slipped Matty, who can just get here and cut it? Dumb. Overview, and it's too hard to make changes. I'm cooked with my being live and sitting here playing for this long, but the dedication. You need to, sometimes when it's the relegations on the line, you just need to play it all in one hit so you get all the drama and not split it up over for 2-3 days. Yeah, I can't see because they have a low-lining stadium. That's fantastic. Smith on the break. Good buddy, loses out. Ball over the top. So the only problem with this is that you get the low lining. Oh my God, Joe Lucas. Right, this game off. This is a write-off game, and the goal difference is not great. I'm just going to get Diarra up front, and we're going to get Daddy out there and just do that. And the main reason is that I don't want the red card. Coly might miss out because of suspension anyway. Masawemu is very important, so we're going to get him off as well. And Cadio is going to come in, and we're going to get Whistler off as well. I don't want to get no red cards. We're now 4-1 down here now. Just this game's over. I've got Châteauroux in 2 days' time. They've gone full strength. Let's just rest our big players, and then yeah, I might even get Sanif off here as well. There we are. I'm going to start actually just time wasting a bit. You might be thinking, Damien, why you're 4-1 down? This is a game which you know is over. Just take the L. Don't let anything happen in terms of injuries or, you know, just don't get anything to happen. All right, Shane Smith, you're off. Just, you know, if you go to a lower tempo, there's less strain on the boys that are out there in terms of fitness as well. Hence why I've gone into this and done that. Lower the tempo, out of position, don't press as much. There you go. Just do that. So the whole main reason of us doing that is it's game over. Even if we score right now, it's game over, right? We're not, for what we've seen this year, there's no way we're going to score 4 goals and win, right? And a point doesn't really do too much. So take the L, and we just keep the boys fit and move on to the next game. That went in and probably would have tested my resolve of what we do. But there we are. Right, this is just a pointless game now. I'm not going to sim it, but what we're going to do is just go to this now. Let's get the boys and get it through nice and quick so then we can know what's going to happen next game so we can get to it. Apparently there's a penalty there. There we go. Fatamundi scores 4-2. Still 3-0. Still 2-0. You guys would be screaming at me if I didn't do it right. 4-2-4. You guys would be screaming if I didn't do this right. Just go for it, lads. Why not? Shape the hell out of him. See if we get another one, huh? We score from this highlight. I believe we'll find a fourth. Low lining highlight. Level stadium, man. They've scored anyway. It's offside. The flag's gone up. We didn't see any of it. That stadium is just so low. It's so annoying. Oh, he's offside by a mile. Desprez. Look, at least with that one, I can say that he was put off by that. Look, we don't win. We don't get anything out of it. That's fine. Far from pleased, what I will say. That's all right, lads. That's okay. Keeps us safe. 3 games to go. 3 games to go. The most they can get to is 9 points, which is 35, which means if I win, we are mathematically secured. So all that matters, because Batacita and Paris did not win, if I win against Châteauroux, mathematically, going to stay in the league, ladies and gentlemen. See you guys in a second. Châteauroux at home. Can we win? Can we do it? Let's go find out. Welcome back, YouTube. Third to last day of the season. Châteauroux, we win. We mathematically stay up in the division, which would be huge. Put it tonight, Batacita play Saint-Étienne. And Paris FC play Lens, who are top. Okay, so there is even a world where we don't even have to win a game and we'll stay up with 34. In terms of changes, Desprez, from what I've seen, mate, you're out in KDO, is going to come in for Karamoko as well. Apart from that, we are going to line up 4-2-3-1. Marvarin is back in. And Barker is going to go in the hole for Coly, and that allows me to play Diarra off the bench, who has been a very good super sub of late. And I say, why wait? Go get it done. That's a good team talk. Why wait? Let's go get it done today. Look, mate, let me get into the game. We go on the aggressive. And the main reason we go on the aggressive is we know that by going front foot, we could win. Yes, there's a world where the 4-3-3 could have scored goals and we could go to the 4-2-3-1 if needed. But I feel like this is a better chance for us to actually go out here and just look to play well. Coly does well there. Finds Marvarin, who's going to get on the ball. Got options inside him, which is Matty. In the box he goes. Cuts it. Shane Smith fires over. Would have been a great goal when Vindication had played the 4-2-3-1 today. Paris FC are beating top of the table Lens 1-0. Wowzers. There you go. Paris FC are beating top of the table Lens 1-0. And our backup keeper's let in a howler. Well. Paris FC have just scored against top of the table Lens. We've gone 1-0 down. That Batasuda Saint-Étienne game now is the focus. Wow. You gotta be kidding me, right? If we go down from here, I will just resign. Matty, Marvarin, Nkadio, Masawemu. Marvarin, Matty, still wants it. Good football. Now we just need to find a pass and go out the other side. There we go. Options inside. Barker. Oh, I just needed a better ball. We're in. Poor touch. Barker does well. Good Abadi, not known for his finishing ability. Effort was blocked anyway. And that's been clear. That's probably a highlight, you know. Jesus, that's a highlight. Yeah, okay. I cannot believe they're 1-0 up against RC Lens. They're 2-0 up against RC Lens. What is going on over there? Paris FC are playing top of the table Lens, who are trying to get promoted to the top division today, and they are winning 2-0. We've been the better side here, but we're 1-0 down. Barker's in. Good touch. Hits the post. This is not a day to be FM'd, boys. We've been the better side, but it is 1-0 down. Their only shot on target has gone in. Dangerous times. 6 shots, no on target. Batacito are winning. We're throwing it away. We're throwing it away. We must score a goal. Could you imagine we throw it away? Could you imagine we throw it away? Oh, this is not good, boys. This is not good. Both teams below us are winning against better opposition, and we are not losing the bottom. 1-0 in a game. We've been the better side. We've had all the highlights in, bar their goal. Looking for Coly. What a ball. Does he finish? Come on, buddy. Mercifully, we score in the 65th minute. Coly makes it 1-1. Great ball by Shane Smith. Good run. Good touch. Great finish. Good goal. Time to make a change. Diarra's been in scintillating form. In he goes. In he goes. Agustuari actually likes it out wide, so we are going to put him out there, so there's a limited of bookings there. You watch, the one booking would be Barker to get sent off, but 2 changes. We lead. It's 1-1. It's a good position to be in. Batasuta just conceded to go 1-1. Nice. Batacita, I should say, not Batistuta. He used to be a striker for Argentina. Let's go to tactics and their formation. They're still staying in the 4-3-3. Castro's going to come in late doors, I reckon, in the middle of the park. Give us some run. And Karamoka will come in for Encadio, just in case we get hit on the break. We got some fresh legs. A 1-1 draw is not the worst result, but I would love to see us win it late here, boys. No late winner. I don't know if that mathematically secures us going up, because Paris did win against top of the table Lens. But with that question there, we've done it. How relieved are you to avoid relegation? What a goal. It was great. So does that mean we're officially up? So with 2 games to go, Batasuta could only get 6 more points, which is 32. With 2 games to go, 28 becomes 31, becomes 34. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, because Batacita conceded 2 goals late doors and we found a goal mercifully, we are officially staying up in League 2. And the goal this season to stay up has been accomplished. There you go, lads. Ange Postecoglou, who's now in charge of Southampton, was looking at Shane Smith. That's the teams that are interested in Shane Smith. That's how good he is. Ange, you're Australian, I'm Australian, give me money. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is a fantastic result. What I will do in this episode is I'll actually come back at the end of the season, let you know how we went against Etienne and Dijon, and talk a bit about the season itself and some stats, and then obviously have a look if we're still in the job with that takeover. But, ladies and gentlemen, yet again, we have stayed up in League 2 by the skin of our teeth. And to be fair, a little bit more than just the skin of our teeth. The run home late doors. That run there. Only lost 2 games since the back end of February. Yes, there's a lot of draws, but there's a few wins there too. And that's been enough to keep us up. Good morning, YouTube. It's the day after we did 5.5 hours on stream to survive relegation. I've got my morning coffee with my Kenny Dalglish mug. Oh, the taste of survival. And things get better. I'm simming in the morning from cleaning and whatnot. And guess what? That takeover of Christopher has no longer gone through, which is great, because his big promise in the takeover was that he was going to sack me. So we're very glad with that. It looks like that Jeffries has pulled out altogether. And I haven't heard anything about that, which makes me think that this was the only takeover left, which means if this actually went through, we would be out of a job. But we're not, which is great. We've been now undertaken and we're taken out of an embargo, which means I can start sort of planning for next year. In terms of what we're going to do for the rest of this video is obviously, I did say that I was going to recap the last 2 games of the season. I have played one of them. I will play the Dijon game here quickly as well. We'll recap the last couple games and go for a few quick stats of the season because there's a few stats that are very interesting. Go for a couple of the key players and then focus onto next year and what we need. And should be pretty cool and hopefully we can build and not be in this relegation fight next year as well. Welcome back in YouTube. The season that we are going to review a little bit more in-depthly than most. Obviously, in the semi-professional regions, there's not too much really to delve deep into, I feel, but I feel like in a season where you've struggled but you stay up, there's a lot to delve in. We will recap the last 2 games. I played 4-2-3-1 for the last 2 games. We won both. There's definitely a world and a very strong possibility that I'm going to train the 4-2-3-1 as the main tactic next year, use it all in pre-season and start with it in the league next year. Because if we get the results that we are playing with, then we're going to be a very good footballing side. They reckon my signing of the year was Chike. Interesting. The only thing I'll say about Chike is I made the signing to encourage more Senegalese under-20 guys that have been regenning. There's a couple there. There's one that I'm really after, but I don't know how good he is. And then you've seen him in episodes gone past. They can see that he makes the jump and gets game time. Maybe they'll make the jump. We did sign him with the intention of his physicals, but yeah, obviously he's done well. I think our signing of the season has to be Coly. He's the main reason we stayed up. 16 goals and 29 for a side battling relegation. Good League 2, and it could be a good League 1 player. Doesn't feel comfortable in big games, but seems to do pretty well. And it's just the development in facilities that are at the lowest of lows is really good. You know, he's gone well-rounded. You know, he's technically not bad. He's mentally well-rounded, physically great for this level. And if we can get him into a team next year and get him beating the last man and doing what he does, with a little bit more quality, this guy could fire us into a top half finish next year. And I think he could score more goals than what he did this year. So that's a really good place. And to be fair to Marverin, I think he has been pretty good too. We'll touch on him too. His run home in the 4-2-3-1, 9.1 and was very unlucky not to score. And he had glimpses in the run-in of being a very good footballer. And, you know, he hasn't developed, but his value is 400k to $1 million. The plan was always to bring him in and then look to sell him to an English club, English tax. Look, no one's interested in him. I think he's the sort of player that we'll definitely keep because we're in this division. But if we're going to really look to the top end of getting out this division, he's definitely someone I'm going to definitely look to cash in on before his contract expires. In terms of season results, we did win the last 2 games of the season, which I am going to recap. We beat SNEN, can't see because of my face, but we beat SNEN and Dijon, which I will recap in a second. But yeah, as you can see, because we won those last 2, we actually got to 41 points and only on goal difference did not finish 14th. If we can get to 41 points again next year, we will more than likely stay up. Obviously, in the French Cup, we had a great run. We knocked out Stade Brest, and, you know, we gave Strasbourg a hell of a fright. Got about to 1-1, hit the bar at 1-1, had chances at 2-1, had chances even at 1-0 after hitting the bar in a very end-to-end game, which their quality shone through right at the end. Goal of the season was very early on. You've seen it in a YouTube episode where we recapped our first win of the season. It was when Diarra scored with 10 men to put us 2-1 up against Basita, who got relegated. And there we are. Our game to remember was the 5-0 win against Lavios in our first game we played against them. And our biggest win was in the Cup as well. Coly got the most search, sold, same sponsorship as last year. No revenue last year, but 4.5 mil is massive. And when we spend so little money, that's why the finances look good. The club reputation has not changed. That will definitely change by the end of this year when they recalculate that. They reckon the 4-3-3 is the best way to go about it. When you have a look at the match ratings, there's definitely some people that have carried. Diarra as well. Good to mention, 12 goals, which has been nice, 5 assists. But, you know, you have a look at Didier. He's definitely a player that as much as I like him and as much as he looks good, he's good at coming out and he can pass the ball with his feet and he's clean when he's on the ball. He's definitely somebody that is not a good enough keeper and we're definitely going to look to ship off as well. In terms of that, club awards, there they all are if you want to have a look, and record breakers and stuff like that. Competition awards, none. I did get national head coach last year, but nothing there. And then you get the dynamic manager thing where we come through. If you want to have a pause, then that's okay. There we go, coach of the season, which is nice. And you see here, record win. We're going up, future star. Yeah, Shane Smith coming in. We need to speak about him in a second. A century of matches for myself in the save, and Coly got the most goals for us at this level. We're still yet to see the board budget, but here we go. We are getting 611k. Oh, that's so much money. And 48k there. We get basically the entire money that's in the club to spend. We got 9k of wage. I need to do some scouting, like some proper scouting as well, which we're definitely going to do on stream a little bit later before I go to work. I'm working the Saturday, which is unusual for me. Only thing that I will say about that is when you go to the vision, it doesn't let you in networking increase the scouting ability. But yeah, apparently they're building a new project. Club's in planning still. We haven't seen anything about that. Let's just see if that comes through here quickly. Then we'll go for the last 2 games there quickly as well. There we are. Accept the current vision. Always going to accept that. Never going to make a change. End of team season. I'll do that in a second myself. The spread's apparently developing. Could be potentially a League 2 keeper as a National League mate. He is going to be sold if we can find the money. And Shane Smith. He's our best player on paper. He's our best player on paper. Wanted by Club Brugge, Charolais, but the big ones are Southampton in the Prem, which I wonder if they're still in the Prem. I know in Coly they are. They finished 10th. They had a really good year. Anja wants him. He's the manager there. Granada, Lille, and Bordeaux, who are in the top flight too. So he's wanted. He frees up a foreign spot. Do I want to sell? No, but if there's the right amount of money, and it's going to be way more than this 850 to 500k, that's that bracket. I'm eating 2 mil plus causes. I want 1 mil plus 50% sell-ons. Then we might think about selling him as well. Lastly, we'll go through the last couple of games here as well. We beat Atletico 3-1 away from home. Coly was then suspended for the next game, and KDO got himself suspended as well. Mawissa, important to note, has started to develop. Very nice, because he's going to be a big part of us next year. But yeah, in the 4-2-3-1, 27 shots, 85% pass completion. I think it's now because we've played it a bit, we've switched into a lot of games. The players are just now used to the 4-2-3-1, and we're now seeing the fruition of it. We do look good in the 4-2-3-1. And definitely something I'm going to do. We played Saviour, another mistake from the backup keeper. He gave us 2 clean sheets in the run-in. It worked out that we went to him and we got it, but at the same stage, he's been horrid outside of that. Coly breaking lines. That shadow striker with the pressing forward seems to work really well. I've always been a player that has exploited the attacking midfielder on attack role, but the shadow striker seems to suit us very well. There is a world we could play an advanced playmaker on attack and just actually get someone just to run at the ball from deeper. I am going to explore that in pre-season. And then lastly, we went 1-0 down here, but as you can see, 60% of possession away from at home and dominated a Dijon side who are having a decent year themselves. We did get a headed goal through Karamoko, who was signing on a new deal, and Barker scored as well. But yeah, we haven't seen too many long throws in the match engine, but there you go. I think at this level they would actually be really good. And then we had a ball over the top, which found Joe Lucas, finds Goodabadi, who cuts one there to Barker. Good to see Goodabadi doing that. He definitely won't be starting next year, but we'll keep him in and around the squad because he's young enough. And then it was a set piece, not a corner, which the keeper maybe should save, but well headed home by Karamoko. And look, 2 wins, the 4-2-3-1. We played it against Strasbourg, and it looked good because we played it against a game that we got dominated in. And we lost. RC Lens, we played it in, and we looked really good, and then shipped 4 really late. And then, there was periods where we used it in these games here against, there was a period where we used it against Toulouse. We don't think we played it against Annika, we stayed 4-3-3. I think we moved to it at some point in the Paris game. Against EA, we definitely did too. We scored both goals in the 95th minute playing 4-2-3-1. Chateau Rouge, we started in it, we dominated. Yes, we got FM, but that's fine. We used it last 2 games of the season. So I think the last point to take out of is this 4-2-3-1 idea for Paris 13 Atletico is going to be the system next year. Straight off the bat, we need a keeper. I think we need a better right back. As much as I love Matty, if he's the backup right back, we're probably in a good spot because he's not going to be here, he's not going to be here, he's not going to be here, he's not going to be here. Then it leaves you in this situation where you've got a not bad player. I do think Incadio comes back into the team as well with Karamoko there. I think there's a world where we need a better keeper. We probably, if we can find one, a better centre-back. Think if we find a right-back, sure, but if it stays, it's fine. The midfield, if it stays, it's fine. And then I'm thinking we definitely need a better, like that. And Coly, obviously, whoever he is, comes back into the team like so. And I think it means that we need a better that. I think that's your goal. Find a keeper, definitely. Find a centre-back, possibly. Find a right-back. If we're being really brutal, we need a keeper, a centre-back, a right-back, a left winger, and a shadow striker / attacking mid. Yes, we do have a Ryan coming in. Is he a shadow striker? No. Is he attacking midfielder and attack? Maybe. As a shadow striker, I don't think he does the role. Is he an advanced playmaker and attacker and just let him get the ball and run? Possibly. If he's the backup and we got someone else in there that's not bad, it might be the case that we actually go out of everybody. Barker's played really well. And if you have a look at his form, shadow striker 7.4, 8.8, 8.0, 7.4, 7.2. He's a good player that has a little bit of potential, fairly consistent. I think that's the luxury one. I think as the shadow striker, that's the luxury transfer. The rest of these are actual transfers, and I am open to playing a wing back on support with a winger on that side as well, which will be okay. That's going to be the end of your episode there, YouTube. A little bit of an explanation about what we're going to look to. We've got money in the club. Let me know if you know how to improve your scouting network this year on FM20V, because I don't see it anywhere. Till next time, it's going to be the rebuild episode where we'll be focusing on these positions and then obviously, looking and scouting and trying to buy players in. And hopefully pre-season goes well as well. Till next time, I'll see you then. Thank you and goodbye.